Hi,
Congratulations,
Atif.
Shiba.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for joining. And Shiba, could you please introduce yourself and why you need PT examinations, why you need PTE score? Could you please tell me something about?
Yeah, have been living in Melbourne for quite a long time and I want to settle here and I want to get my permanent residency. So I wanted to get my PTE done and I wanted to get the maximum score so I can get the maximum points to apply for my permanent residency. So that was my main reason why I wanted to do it. And when I was trying to get the exam preparation started, most of my friends said, like, there are tricks and turns that you can learn and will help you to get the best score. If not, it's not going to be easy. So that triggered me to approach you guys, and that's how I just reached out to you, and I wanted to do the PT exam training before I can start the exam or like go for the exam or give my exams for it.
That's great. That's good. Could you please tell me what was your score you achieved 79 plus? Like listening, you got maybe 83, reading and speaking is 90, and writing is 81. Yes. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. And
Are you
overall was
happy? Are you
85.
happy? Are you happy?
I'm very, very happy because it's done.
Okay.
All I wanted was 79 plus and I got it and I'm really, really happy.
Okay, Shiba, I will go back. Why I'll go
Mhm.
back? Because I want to start from very beginning. You called us and you wanted to do PT coaching with us. We had a discussion, then we sat together, and then you realized, yes, it is the right place. Could you please tell me something? Why you thought it is the right place? Why you actually made yourself enroll? Because why I'm asking this question, some people, when you are living in Melbourne, when you're living in Australia for a longer period of time, the buying pattern is depending on your own understanding. You will not buy until and unless you're not happy to buy. So why you
Yes, I'm
actually
not.
selected?
The reason why I got convinced was two things. One was the practice material that was available because you guys were giving an option to practice more, and there's a portal that has so many questions and it gives you the instant feedback on those one word questions, and it provides you where you stand, and you can keep gauging yourself. And you had a lot of options for the mock test, and and not only that, the one-on-one sessions that you were proposing was also quite convincing for me because I wanted to know where I stand and I wanted to know the continuous improvements that I'm making by progressive and the constructive feedback that I can get from someone who's been doing this for quite a long time. So
Okay.
these are the factors which made me convinced, yeah, you guys would be able to help me, especially you as a FIS will be able to help me to get the desired score. So that's why I chose to go
And do you
with you
think it was
guys.
the right decision?
Yes, of course. The score says it all. So I don't
Okay,
even
okay.
say anything.
Because like many people are looking for flashy things. Okay, do this, do that. You will use that template, you'll get 79 plus. You'll do that, you'll get 79 plus. But what I personally believe that you are potential enough. That means everyone has their own, what I can see that brilliance, that you have your own potentials. So if I
Yeah.
can tell you that in this particular items, if you show these things, definitely can get good score. I never force students to practice different things. Rather, I focus more on content, the way you can follow the strategies, the methods that Pearson said to get the best score. Do you think this is the
Yes,
right
yes.
approach?
Of course it is because, everybody, as you said, everybody have their own strengths and weaknesses. Rather than just going blindly with what someone else is doing and getting scores, it's better that you know your weaknesses and you work towards your weaknesses and strengthen your strengths, as in like improve your strengths, makes it easy for you to handle the situation. It's not going to be the tricks and trials do help, but as long as you don't have the potential, you cannot clear them, right? So you have to clear them. If you can't see, for example, if you can't summarize a sentence without a grammar mistake, if it is not grammatically correct, you will not be able to sustain that anything that you do. For example, you will not learn. It should be a learning for you as well, right? So when it comes to studying something, anything should be a learning. So this is like the right approach. I would definitely recommend people for this actual English skill development and also getting the score.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. Because my viewpoint is that I cannot actually sugarcoat your mistakes. What I have to do, I have to show you that what are the mistakes you are making, and it is you who has to realize, yes, this is my mistakes and I have to rectify that one. It's not about I'm always encouraging you, but still you're making the same mistakes. It will not help you to get the score, because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, if you're making the same mistakes, the score will be coming like, the score you're expected, you're not come in that way. Am I right?
Yep, yep. Because for me, I didn't have those kind of scenarios where I didn't take the feedback because once, I mean, my biggest problem was my tone and my the speech, the way that I speak was very low, and I just couldn't get that particular fluency. So
Yeah.
when I just gave you the first mock test link, you looked into it, and you the first feedback you gave me was to increase my or to be more confident in my voice, as in though I'm confident, my sound or the voice was not showing confidence in that. So you told very clearly, see, you got to just raise your voice more, increase your volume, which will help you, and also maintain the rhythm. I'm a person who goes for the intonation and modulation. That's how I usually, I mean, even in the small case scenarios, I read it in with an intonation and modulation. But that is not going to help, is what you told me. You told me, like, just have the same consistent um, flow of voice or the flow of speech will help you to get it. So that was really, really a very good tip for me. So I started practicing read aloud that particular uh,
Pattern.
module.
Yeah.
Yeah, again and again and again. And every day I used to practice about 10 to 15 read aloud, and I just keep hearing back again. And you told me, like, once you do it, hear it again, so you know what is your mistake. So that was what I was doing it, which ideally changed. And I went and just like delivered it like that same pattern. So it did give me a lot of tips that helped me, and I thank you for that.
Oh, that's actually showing the score, because you got 19 speaking and 19 reading. It means that the performance in the read aloud was superb, the performance of the fluency was superb, and everything was up to level. That the reason you got the highest score in the speaking, and even you got the best score in the reading, 90 perfect. So now, Shiba, I can recall that before your exam day, we had a one-on session regarding your mock test. So from that mock test, one-on sessions, do you think that okay, that session also helped you to get some sort of motivations or some sort of insights that you applied in your final test? What do you think about that?
Yes, it did, because again, read aloud was my only problem, and that is the module that contributes to every module, as in like speaking, reading, and listening. Most of the it has a it is highly rated one, as in you need to be concentrating on that, and also write from dictation. So and also my spelling mistakes. So I was like, I know what I'm writing, but I make a lot of spelling mistake when I type or when I'm in the hurry to finish it. So though I know the spelling, I still make the mistake. So the previous day, you told me, see, it doesn't matter what you write, but if your spelling is wrong, no matter how beautifully you write, you would lose marks. So just proofread it. Proofread it. That's what you told me the previous day. So the next day, when I went for my exam, I did proofread it. Actually, I just took that time, shortened my writing according, because usually what I do is I try to, though we have the essay template, I try to put my sensible sentence into it so that the essay sounds sensible. So
Yes.
I took I don't want to, when I was practicing, I was doing that. But when he told me that to proofread it, I was like very conscious about my what I was writing, and within the time frame, I finished it and I proofread it a couple of times. So I was able to correct so many mistakes here and there. I think that is what was the key for me to get that 81 in writing. So
That's great. That's great. Because I think you actually understood what you should do. Then you realized and you actually implemented those things in your final exam. And that's why you got a better score. Because this is the first time you sat for the PT exam. Am I right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I can recall that one. Now, Shiba, I'm just giving you some scenarios because there are a couple of girls, like, girls I'm talking about in that way, because I can tell them a mom because they have their families, they're a full-time worker that is employed.
Yeah.
On top of that, they are taking preparation for the PT. I have seen that some people are facing challenges because they can, though they are very much potential, but they cannot give their best shot in the time of PT preparation. Could you please tell me that what should be your advice whenever they are trying to do the best in PT, because they are taking longer time for the preparation and they are getting demoralized sometimes. Why? Because as it takes longer time, on top of that, she has to take care of everything. So sometimes she doesn't feel motivated. So what is your thought about this and how you can motivate them from your own perspective, own experience?
Yes, I've actually been through that. So to be frank, I'm a busy mom as well as I'm a full-time employee working 5 days a week. And yes, weekends are super busy as the weekdays. Yes, I do understand. But there are a couple of things that we need to always remember. We need to be stress-free. It is not, I mean, see, when you think I have to get it done in this and pressurize yourself, you will, that pressure will not help you to do it as freely or with a flowing mindset where you need to be doing the test. You need to have that relaxed mindset saying, okay, I will do it and I'm going to give my best. That's all. But don't pressurize yourself to stress yourself to get it right in that particular go. Even if you're not getting, I was telling myself, okay, I'm going to try this time. If I'm not getting it, okay, $450 doesn't matter. I'm going to do it next time, but I don't want to stress myself because once I stress myself, I'm going to lose concentration and I'm just not going to focus more. So the focus should be there. We should have our full concentration into what we are doing. Even if you just because when you go there one, it is an exam. You when you have that exam environment, you pressurize. That's itself is a pressure. But if you're already pressurizing yourself with something else, then it's going to be a hard, really hard for you to get over that the mark of what you wanted. So just say that I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give my best. Doesn't matter what the outcome is. I'm going to give my best. I'm going to follow all what I've practiced and whatever feedback has been given to me. Just do it and it will be successful. I'm saying if even if your attitude is like that, you will succeed because you're not going through that pressure. You're not putting yourself under that pressure. So don't put yourself under that pressure. You will be able to succeed. That's what I thought and exactly what my approach was. Because till the previous night, I was like stressing. I just wanted to get it over because one is the it's like failing, the failure that you don't want to see, right?
Yeah,
You want to succeed.
yeah,
So people like me, I don't want to be like in an English test you're failing. Oh, it's just an embarrassment that you don't want to be there, right? But it's not that. It's just that it's yourself. You be yourself and do it. Don't pressure yourself. That don't think in all other embarrassment situation. Don't put yourself in those kind of pressureful situation. Just say, I'm going to try it, do best, and the result will be good. So just be yourself
yeah.
is
So
what I
if I
think.
summarize your whole statement, that's a very fantastic response. I believe everyone should understand that you have to trust yourself. You have to trust. You have to believe in yourself as well. On top of that, you should not pressurize yourself that you make laps, because you have to understand that you are a human being. You have to take care every single thing. So you have to set the priority. When you're not feeling good, just leave PT. When you think this is the right time that you should practice something, you have to do that one. Just do it. But don't make it a overburden on yourself, so that at the end of the day, you're losing all sort of motivation and you're getting demoralized.
Yes,
Am I right?
yes. And the other thing that I had the same problem of demotivate. I mean, it just like leaving the focus or getting upset was when I when I take the test in the mock test, as in like do the mock test. When I see the scores, I just get demoralized because the scores are very less there. But it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
just a matter that is pushing you to get better.
Yes.
But it is not the score ideally you will be getting in your exams. But that is not a criteria that you need to check yourself against. It's the criteria how prepared you are, how confident you are. You can go and get and give the test. That's all matters. Don't look into. I mean, I'm not saying 100% is wrong. The mock test is wrong, but sometimes people like perfectionists. They want when they see them. I mean, like me,
You're right.
when they see the mock test, they get demotivated. Like, can't I just do this? Then I don't think I'll be able to do the exam. So then I'm not going to be there. I'm just going to pressurize myself with that because I'm going to compare myself with that position to the exam, and I pressurize myself again. That's another way of pressurizing. It's like another aspect that I had, which I just okay, doesn't matter. I trained myself. I think I'm good to go. Let me just try it out.
Move
So
on.
that's how I went with that. Yeah.
I got you because I know that whenever you said, oh, I read aloud, it's an easy thing, but why I got 67? I'm supposed to get more than 85 or 80. So that 67 somehow can pressurize you, but you should not take as a pressurizing thing. Rather, you should learn and you can actually make sure that what are the mistakes you made and go ahead so that you can improve further, because there is no limit of improvement. You can improvement,
Yes.
the sky is the limit. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This is
Exactly.
a funny question, Shiva, but I ask these questions
Hmm.
to everyone who missed 90. That if you went for the exam one more time, you don't need, I know, but what
What
do you
if
think that what are the areas you made mistakes? That's why you didn't get 90 in all modules.
there are a couple of things that I was like a little confused. That was the fill in the blanks, the drag and drop, and also from the drop down.
Yeah,
There were a couple of questions that I'm sure I had because they were quite similar, and it was like the time was running out, so I just thought, okay, let me just pick that based on the grammatical. Even the
context.
grammar was, and the context was also similar for those words.
Yeah.
So I just went with a guess. Maybe I that were the things that I would concentrate more and practice more. But as you said, it's never right. You may never know what questions go wrong the next time. But yes, that was the area, but more to be concerned about because until unless you practice them, you cannot get them, or it's just a matter of you understanding the context. So that's it.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
great. Now, Shiba, another question I mostly ask that, like whenever you're sitting for the first time, there is always a palpitation that, oh, whether I can get a score or not, because you're always looking for your emails that when I get the score or not. Could you please tell me that when you, before opening the account, what was the experience? Because, I always want to understand because though some people got 90 and they're okay, Hafiz, I didn't feel that much. But I know that as a human being, you must feel because otherwise we are not human being. That is called emotions, that is called the relaxation, that is called the way we actually seen the victory. What was the experience and what are the emotions and motions, whatever you had at that moment? Could you please tell me something?
It was like scary. I was a little skeptical as well. Just open it. I just closed my eyes and prayed, God, please, it should be favorable. That's what I just did before I opened because I saw it said your score is available. I clicked on it and I was slowly going up, and then it's like it just went to my head. If I
Yeah,
go
I
down, I'll
know.
see my score. So I just stopped it here and I was like, oh, please, 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 please. And then just I moved further down and saw 85. I was like, oh wow, 85. But the next thing is, oh, I got 79 in all. That matters a lot, right?
Yeah.
If it's like one is gone and then again you have to do. And I
Yes.
was going slowly, and I found everything. I was like, oh, I did it, is what I felt.
Like I saw
So,
because I can see that you shared the scorecard at night. So I understood that,
yes.
okay, at that moment you were checking that one. So at the
Yes,
moment,
because I was just because I was so stressed and it was so hot that day. I'm after going home. When I got out of the center, it's because the time that I booked was 6 o'clock in the evening.
okay.
So by the time I finished the exam and it was a hot day, I went home. It was like 9 o'clock. So I was so exhausted and I didn't feel because of the pressures that I've been taking myself. I just want to relax. So I just switched on a movie and I was walking after going home, freshened myself, and I watched started watching a movie. All of a sudden, I get a pop-up my email saying that the PT score, no reply
Yes.
PT score. I was like, ooh, I got it already. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, done. At least I'm ending my day with happiness, is what I felt. For all the hard work, it paid off with that
That's great.
little
That's it. Because
message.
it's not about that you got the score automatically. You actually practiced accordingly. You made yourself, understand everything. What are the things you're doing? And it's all about your hard work. There is no luck here. I believe that if anyone can practice regularly, try to understand what the mistakes they're making, definitely they can do better in the PT examination. Now, in future, Shiba, that you are working full time, some of your friends or colleagues or any family members is looking for some sort of PT preparation. Would you like to recommend us and why?
Oh, for sure. Because as I told you at the start, because of the material that you guys have and the AI portal that you're able to provide us and the mock test that you were able to, the amount of resource you have, it's quite good. And I saw there are a couple of questions being repeated in the exam. So that's actually a really, really advantageous thing that you can have because if you're practicing something and one or even one question comes in the exam, makes a lot of difference. So the portal or the resource that you have is good. So I would definitely recommend, and also your feedback of what is wrong and what we have to improve based on that because you're readily available. Once I send you that, you look into it immediately. Even if there is a new, if it is not a Zoom session, you're just sending a voice message saying, so this is the area that you need to improve. And once you improve it, you will be fine. So that feedback is very, very important. So I would definitely recommend for that.
Okay. The last part of today's session
So
is you have to make one sentence about your experience. I'll give you 10 seconds. So the sentence you have to make, it's up to you. It's your choice. You have to deliver that sentence as a repeat sentences. That means your experiences in one sentence. You can have time up to 10 seconds or more. It's up to you. But I know that you will not take more than 10 seconds. But your experience in one sentence.
if you want to score the best in your PTE, go to PTE Center. They are the right people.
Oh, that's great. It's a great compliment. And Shiva, thank you very much for today's time because I wish you all the best. And I'm happy because you got your desired score. On top of that, I'm happy because you followed and practiced accordingly. And your suggestions, your advice will be very much helpful for those who are going to sit for the exam within the next couple of days. I believe that PTE score is not that much difficult to achieve if anyone follow a particular pathway, that is a study plan and practice accordingly. And that's it.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, I mean, that is the only main thing. We need to be practicing, practicing. More practice helps. If not, yeah, it's not going to be easy way out. Thank
There
you
is
for
no
all the
shortcut. There is no
support.
shortcut.
Yeah, yeah, true. No shortcut.
No shortcut.
So thank you for all the help and feedback that you gave me. It did really really help, and I'm happy that I was able to get through the score that I wanted, which is the most important part of the complete cycle or the complete process that I went through. Thank you so much.
No worries. All the best, mate. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks.